What's up, dog? Spaceport is one of those maps where I gotta say you gotta be high end to get in that map. High level, high end, high gear, high everything. It's one of the difficult maps in my experience in Arc Raiders. Stella is very easy. You just go in freeloady and so condensed that sooner or later you'll just run around circles and either you'll find players or find loot, and then you can just extract. You have damn battlegrounds and Blue Gate and Buried City, and they all have their shared difficulty. But I say Spaceport is one of the most difficult maps there is to master. And the only reason is because not only is it big, but it's also sparse, sand everywhere. It's just blanks of sand, and that means there's a lot of sight line. That is Osprey heaven. Level 4 Pharaoh heaven. You will get shot, and navigating it is difficult. Once you do it over and over and over, it gets a little bit easier. But I find more success on spaceport if you bring medium or heavy shields. It's very difficult to do a freeloading in spaceport. It's not impossible. It's just difficult because freeloadies you only get like two bandages and one shield charge, and a couple of shots from the Osprey is like you're done. Like your resources are gone. So if you run into another team, you're kind of screwed. Regardless, I did a bunch of rounds yesterday of just a bunch of free loadies and some loadouts for spaceport only, and just to see how it is when you are a free loadie. And I gotta tell you, it's really really hard. But I hope my commentary helps you navigating spaceport. If you like this type of content, just put a little comment in the comment section saying, do a tutorial for another different map or, what have you. And I usually read them all, and what the hell, I'll make something, right? So in this spaceport tutorial commentary, we'll just get right into it. This is my live stream from yesterday. We'll fast forward. Right now, this is one of my first matches of last night's stream, and I spawned in. I'm with these two people, Darrow and a Rogue Warrior. One of them had a quest just to loot some of the underground containers. Quests don't really mean anything in this game. You get, loot from it and complete it. And I think like a couple of blueprints, but those blueprints aren't locked. You can find those blueprints in the match. So it's like it's just more time consuming for me. I know in Tarkov, the good weapons and the good attachments to those weapons are locked in the quest. And you have to do the quest if you want those guns. Um, and some of those quests are really, really dumb. I hate Tarkov quests. In one of those quests, you have to have negative hydration. And in order to do that, you either, waste your time for like half an hour and for your hydration to go low, so you're dehydrated. And then after that, you have to survive 5 minutes as being dehydrated. But you're heaving, you're huffing, you're making all this noise. It's atrocious, and it's really hard quest to do unless you have like a can of mayonnaise. And I guess the can of mayonnaise gives you negative 99 hydrogen or whatever, and you're hella thirsty afterwards. And I'm like, how is that good gameplay where I have to eat a can of mayonnaise and be in a corner for 5 minutes, then extract in order to unlock the next scene to get the gun I want? It's dumb. I don't like the Tarkov quests. I think they're atrocious, but a lot of people, they need hand holding. They're like, you could have fun in this game or you could eat mayonnaise in the corner. And, unfortunately, a lot of the populace, they want to eat mayonnaise in the corner and just be dumb. Back to Arc Raiders, I'm glad the quests aren't, mandatory or required to get the good weapons. But I want to help my fellow Raiders. He wanted to get some containers. So we're going through the underground passage, which is an easy way to bypass the top side, because the top side there's a lot of sight lines and it's very dangerous. If you ever get in an Osprey fight or they're targeting you at some way and you're like, man, there's no cover, I'm screwed. Try to run to one of those little holes and go underground, and you'll be safe for a bit. They're kind of like a big horseshoe. It's like a big horseshoe, and you could go all the way around from the bottom. I think it's like a warehouse area to like Big Red to like one of the towers next to the the twin towers. the Tower of Power, as I call it. Okay, so right here, this is one of the entrances, and we're leaving the tunnel just to look because we heard shots. And I turn around, and I'm still using cover. I'm trying to see Big Red. Um, as you can see here, let me just pause. It's just like a hill and sand and nothing. Like this is my only cover. So if anybody's on Big Red, you know, first floor, second floor, third floor roof, I'm screwed. Even on this little mini tower from the inner and outer wall, I'm also screwed. So I'm trying to just look around. I'm trying to communicate with my team and tell them like what I see. And it's also rainy, which is the weather adds to the concealment, but, I still don't wanna take those chances because, there you go, there's a rocket, so there's a fight over there. So we figure out there's a fight over there. We're trying to decide, should we push it, should we not? Plus, there's a lot of arc in spaceport, so unless you have, heavy ammo, you're kinda, like, screwed. So I see the arc. Let's fast forward some more. We loot some more, and I think we come on the very end. Yep, here's another hole I come out of, and we gain some movement. We're closer to where that Raider flare was. I'm looking around. We're getting close to the extract, and I was like, okay, even though I didn't see anybody on the left or the right, and that fight to the left seems over, let's take the risk and extract. So, and this is another hole to use. So right now I'm taking a risk to try to use the extract as a free loadie. And if there was anybody shooting at me, then I abandon ship and go in the hole. But no one's shooting at me. Everything seems fine. I get over here, and usually there's some people that like camp the balls. I guess you call them. I don't know what they are, silos. But I just call them the balls because it's whatever. But I'm not getting shot there. I'm looking around, I'm thinking everything's fine. I'm going to hit the button. And unfortunately, when you hit the button, everybody knows, right? And in damn battlegrounds, there's a lot of trees, right? And brush. In Buried City, it's kind of like a subway, and it's not really one of those hatches, but there's better concealment in those extracts. Spaceport, you're out in the open. They see you. And I don't know, that's the risk. So Dara almost got hit by one of the arc. We see someone fighting over there, looking around. And I think we're fine. I'm just, looking. I'm trying to be mobile so no one shoots me. But then right there, if you notice, right around here, this guy pops right there. There he is. So he was in concealment. He just finally came running. He sees me, and you start shooting, and I have nowhere to hide except for down here. But guess what? A big robot, and I'm screwed. So I got pinched by arc and players. It sucks. It happens. But that's spaceport. So he comes in, and I'm like, hey, the last guy, Daro, you're about to hit. He dies, and then it was a wash. Unfortunately, that's sometimes what you get, especially as a free loadie. You don't have that many resources to defend, and not enough firepower to knock out the arc quick enough or the player quick enough to get the upper hand. That kind of sucked, but it is what it is, and you just go to the next one. So let's fast forward it. Well, yeah, I was with N Verdoz. I don't know what that is, and Shago. These names, man, I don't know who makes these names, but let's fast forward. So we spawn on the outer. We're near the last. It's about 18 minutes near the last spawn. Usually between 16 to 18 minutes is like the last spawns. I've only spawned at 16 minutes, I think, on like Stella or Damn Battlegrounds. But usually when I see 18, it's like this is whoever you kill now is like dead. Like there's not another team that's going to be spawning. So we go out. Again, this is that big wall in that horseshoe wall, right? That goes all the way around the map. It's imperative to get across this wall because if there's a team holding the wall, it's super difficult to do any movement. So we go past the outer wall to the inner wall. We're here trying to get our bearings straight, looting, seeing if we see signs of people nearby. And I'm going to fast forward here. And this spot is really good. I love this spot. So if you ever spawn here, there's like that big ditch, that ravine with the grass and sometimes a bombardier or a bastion. and it's right before the two towers, right? You come up here on this ladder, and then those are the two short stack towers, right? And yeah, here's the two twin towers, a big space, ship tower. I don't know what to call it. I know some people call it the twin towers because 9/11. Ha 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 ha. I call it the Tower of Power. Doesn't matter, but you get over here, you jump here, and you jump here, and this is the best spot in Spaceport. My friend Path calls it the hunt blind, and it truly is the hunt blind. Like, you get so much vision, they can't see you, even while crouching. I'm standing up, and even when you're standing up, they see like maybe a pixel of your head, and you have pure vision everywhere in the inner part of the map on the left side of this big tower. And also, like, usually there's like a spawn here. So if you get here early on, 29 minutes, you could be here, wait to hear them run by, and then just ambush them. It's so good. It's a very underrated spot. However, there's no loot on this spot, and it's just a pure PvP spot to just scout ahead. You can also catch people when they come here on the tether, and they use this for cover. You can also see if a lot of raiders, they like to just run up this huge ramp to the big towers. You can also ambush them there. This is a good spot just to ambush, pure PvP strat. But I'm looking around. It's end of the game again. We spawned at 18. Now it's 16 minutes. Um, we're like, okay, let's just move forward, right? So we move forward. I'm going to fast forward, get it down. We're doing some looting, and we're going to. I think this is warehouse. Um, and we fought a team here. That's right. So let's fast forward. Here we go. Yep. And again, there's like arc, and there's a big tether there. I'll take a Shago's tether. And tethers are really important in this game. So teammate Shago put a tether here, and in order to get high ground or building the building, these zips are so good, dude. Like, always bring zip lines uh in Spaceport. Zip lines, barriers, so if you're getting sniped, you have some protection while you run. Those are quite essential. But again, we were a free loadout, and you just got to use what you got. So we heard a team here fighting, I think like a bastion, if I am not mistaken, and we're trying to get a visual. And I think that they just destroyed it. And he's like, "Oh, they're over there," and I think he's going to ping in like 2 seconds. And yep, there he is. So he pings it, and so now we know. So this is time for ambush because now they're looting. And I say three, two, one. I start shooting with the rattler, and we killed one, and not the second, but now it's 3v2. We have the upper hand and the high ground. So I'm just throwing some shots to just make everybody scared to use their resources. V-Sync, whatever his name was just talking shit, complaining that we're attacking them. My teammates were pushing down. So I said, okay, let's push down together. So Nverds or whatever his name is going. I'm doing smoke just in case because I know they're close. And I'm turning around, and boom, I found him. I found him. And I'm like, I'm kind of screwed. So at this point, just try to attack one. I know one of them's weak. I shoot that one. He is weak. And that's yeah, there you go. So the first guy's weak, and I shot him with a rattler. So he got res probably by a defib. And the second guy was down. So now the game is 2v1, and this is good odds. Like, for me to take a guy down, be a distraction, have my teammate kill the other guy. Now I'm up. We knock this guy, make him red dead. It is 3v1 with no hope. And these guys were talking so much shit, man. I made a short earlier just making fun of them because I'm like, dog, you guys are salty. They're just like saying slurs and whatnot. And that's mostly what the game is. Like, when you're in high PvP lobbies, you're going to get a lot of people saying slurs like it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And, those were the fun times. But when I'm older, I still like those times because it's fun. It's, street talk, but it's really annoying because I'm like, dog, you're not even good at it. You're not even good at it. And I think one of them was like, oh, you third partied us. And I'm like, how can we third party when we're the second party? Like, there was no fighting. It was a quiet round for 5 minutes. And so I said, learn how to talk before you trash talk, and he got salty and said slur, and I'm like, all right, whatever, loser. Anyway, so we're trying to hunt this guy, and props to him. It took us a while. We were going up hills. I was doing all the prime spots that I knew other good players were fighting, but we couldn't find them. And then, we're circling around, we're circling around, we're circling around. And I'm like, where is he? Because this guy's just talking shit. And I'm like, dude, we gotta find this guy. This guy's around. And my teammates were like, oh no, he left. I'm like, no, he's close, like proximity chat. I'm like, maybe he's in here. And I look here, no. I'm like, let's go back in this building. And then sure enough, I saw him. This is a interesting spot, dude. During the certain weather events, when this area is just dark, this is a good hiding spot. I give him props. I'm like, dog, we circled around here like 3 times. We couldn't even see you. And he was still talking shit like, oh yeah, you might have got me, but I was invisible. And I'm like, okay, whatever cope you wanted to inhale to make yourself feel better, go ahead. But the reality is we still got your goop, dog. We got your loot, you lost, and you just suck, dude. So uh but it's free content for me, man. I'll make videos saying that you suck. Um but anyways, so that was the match. I got some, what did I get? I got like a shotgun, some processors, some some ingredients, advanced power cell, and we're going to fast forward and we're looking for extract. And I see the thing. I'm like, I'm going to hit the button. So I hit the button, and I think there was like another team that was still here. And one thing I do if I know that I'm in a semi safe area, I get to the tower because sometimes there's loot up here, but also from this tower, you get to see big red side and have cover to protect your extract for your other teammates. And let's right here from this side as well. Some people like I said, go in the outskirts because it's safe. When they hear that bell, they try to run and they'll use this tower. So if I'm in the tower first, I have the area of control and I'm able to protect the extract for me and my buds. So here I'm just looting. Fast forward, I got some drones. I get down, and it's like, okay, it's time to go home, guys. Let's go. And we jump, and the arc's being arc. And oh, right here, I remember. So some dude was trying to be sneaky. He was trying to be sneaky. Someone's like, oh, there's somebody right here. I'm like, what do you mean? And I'm like, green, blue, who the hell is this guy? So we're like, oh, that's another player. So we're like, okay, I guess we fight. There's one guy. We don't know if it's a team of three, but we think it's just one guy. And it is. So he's running. I'm shooting. Arcs on me. One of those explodey things hit. And I'm like laughing. I'm like, dog, let's just get out of here. So we got out. And that random guy tried to get in with us, and we denied him. And that was it. That was a freeloady successful run. We saw a team, we took them out, we got some goop, and we got out. Good luck if you spawn with a Stitcher. It's just an SMG, which is one of the good guns to get as a freeloady in like Stellamontis. But when you're in Spaceport, you want like a Rattler or like a Pharaoh, even a Kettle. Stitcher, it's like, dude, you really have to use your surroundings to get to things to get those kills with the SMG. But that was that round. Okay, and so in this round, I was with my homeboy Peaches, and we met this rando. His name is Skeezy Cooks right here, and he was streaming, and I was streaming. I'm like, I have 4 viewers, and he's like, oh, I have like 5 viewers. Together we have 9. Let's play it. And I'm like, sure. And he's a fun man. If you like him, check him out. He usually streams on Twitch. Like and sub whatever he's got. Help him with the algorithm. And while you're at it, kind of help me in the algorithm, like and sub to me. But anyways, we spawned in a good area. We're going to the big twin towers. And I have a Berletta. I decided instead of doing a free loadie, let's do a medium load. And usually for medium loads, I either take a Berletta or an Anvil. Anvil, I feel like is king for a low risk and high reward loadout because it's kind of okay for close quarter because 2 or 3 hits is just death. It also shoots far and hits like a truck. It's good. It's a good weapon. I see a team down there. I'm like, okay, we're up in this tower. careful. There's going to be a team up. We got to get in position. And then the twin towers, um, it's basically there's only one way to go in and one way to go out. You could do the peanut jump, which you just jump in the middle and try to grab the tether. That's a high risk, low reward, unless you're really good at it. And there's if you bring zip lines, you could kind of do a zigzag pattern per tower to get closer to the bottom. But if you don't have any of that and you're kind of screwed, like you're stuck on these towers. The only way out is either left or right, zip all the way to the bottom, and you know it's going to be a hard fight. There are some good loot up here. It's I've found some good blueprints. I found some weapons, um, but again we're looting and we're shooting. Let's fast forward, grabbing some stuff. I'm trying to see if anybody is coming up the tether. We decide to go down. I throw down the zip. I'm having a nade out just in case we clear it. So that team, we did the juke. They're probably on the other side. So Skeezy's coming out. I'm coming out as well. We know they're on that side. The Rocketeer in the arc are, they're messing around. Try to get on the corner. And there's not an easy way to go over there except for zips. Again, zips are king in Spaceport. In order to get across, it just bypasses so much uh, nonsense. So you should always grab 3 zips at a minimum, in my opinion, and a bunch of drugs, running drugs, the stems. I think they are called stems. So your stamina is uh, always peak. Yeah. So we cleared the 2 towers. Nobody was there. We decided to go to Big Red. Big Red is so good on loot. There's so many drawers and medical supplies and weapons. I think it's better than the 2 towers. Usually, when you see the 2 gigantic towers, you're like, "Oh man, that's where all the loot's at." That's true. There's loot there, but I think Big Red is just bigger. It's just more opportunities to get a cool drop. So we know there's a team up here. I went on the side, while the other two went in the middle, and they're like, "Oh, they're on the top. They're on the top." And I'm like, "Are you sure they're on the top?" And it's like right here, this little pixel ahead shoots me, and I'm like, "Dog, why are you giving me some fake news, man?" And so I'm freaking out, and I'm like, "Okay, let me go here. I'll try to heal because he shot me with, I think, a Pharaoh." Peaches goes in. I do a little shield, a little health. I decide to go in and fight. I roll, trying to get a situation, get a nade out. I go push in and I slide, but then I got hit. Uh, I know there's a person here, and there's a person ratting Peaches, and Peaches is going to turn the corner and start shooting. I misclicked. I ran out of stamina, and now Peaches is fighting for his life. I think he wins this one. No, he dies. That's right. Skeezy Cooks decides to take the advantage. They're all weak from our nades and gunshots that he went to knock everybody out. So he's picking up Peaches, and he'll pick me up. All right, so now we're leaving Big Red, and we're going to one of the extracts. And I think we just win and we just get out. This was a successful spaceport match. And here I put my running drugs on. I'm starting to run. Again, running drugs helps a lot. Anytime you're out in the open in spaceport, just stab yourself with those stems and you get your running ability back, and it's just perfect. So this match was a couple of weeks ago, and I was collabing with uh Chasing Nerd Cred. He's a cool YouTuber. I follow him and I like his content. He's like Pirate Software before he crashed out. And I kind of like his the way he talks. So anyways, I was like, "Dog, you want to play Ark?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So we're playing Ark with Chasing Nerd Cred. He's not a PvPer, but man, he was a PvPer after this match. I'm with Peaches and Nerd Cred, and we just spawned in about 22 minutes, and we're a high level. Like, look at my shield. My shield's heavy. Peaches is medium. Nerd is light, and I'm bringing level 4 Venator, level 4 Osprey. I feel comfortable in this loadout on this map. Um, I want to say the most optimal loadout for Spaceport is a level 4 Osprey with attachments and any close quarter combat weapon. Could be a Stitcher. I chose the Venator because medium ammo, it just shares. I don't have to diversify, but I feel like that's like one of the best ways to do it. I have a bunch of nades and a bunch of barriers. So we get up the short stack towers, which is again, these towers are so good. Like, look at this, dude. You get to see everything. So if anybody's running or shooting or fighting, like you know where they're at, and then you can fight with your Osprey. Yeah, I see a couple of people there. So there is a team on that tower. So once you know once you know that there's a team there, you have to mentally keep a note saying like, okay, this if I'm going to run out in the open near this tower, there's a high probability they're going to shoot me, right? So either you stay away from it and do like a big rotate, or you could try to get to that tower and push them and fight them. It's a little harder to do, but it's not impossible. I've seen people push me. Like right here, we have a zip to go to this tower and there's not another place to get to this tower unless you get a key from the bottom. So some people they just say, you know what, F it. They throw smokes, they take our zip all the way up, and they win because they throw nades, they throw smokes, they are smart about it in their push. But it's really not a lot of people are built that way. A lot of people are built like rats and roaches. They just suck. So right here, I see somebody, and I think that's close to warehouse. Yeah, warehouse is here, and this is another building where you get on the roof. I throw some shots. I think there's like two teams fighting, so I'm just adding to the chaos. When you see two teams fighting, either you're silent and keep covert to get an upper hand, an ambush on them, or just throw some shots because in their head they don't know where you're at this point. They just know that they're getting shot at. So if they're in cover with their enemy on the right side and you shoot the left side, they're going to be like, "Oh shoot, maybe I should get over here." But then you just squeeze them to their own death. Fast forward, so we take a zip, we get on the inner to outer wall, and now we're on top of the wall. And this play I do all the time. It's very strong. When you're on this wall, although you don't have protection from the left or right, you have height. And not a lot of people have really good accuracy to shoot you. And if they do shoot you, it's easy. You just jump off and roll or bring a barricade and throw a barricade out. But we usually get on this wall and get on the roof here. But a really strong play is getting on this mini tower. Every mini tower on this wall is like a huge source of control. Like if you own that tower, you're like the Eye of Saruman. Like there's no, you just win. It's very very difficult for people to push you. So I see a couple of drones in the back die. So I throw a zip, and right here, this guard tower, you can only go up to the zip and jump out here. You can't get to the roof unless you have a zip, and I have a zip. So the only way for them to push us is through a zip. So I usually place my zips very long. So when they are on it, it takes them a bit and gives me more reaction time to counter them. Because right now you're like a sitting duck. If you get shot, you're done. So I get up here and I notice well, there's a random spider, but I know some people. I throw some shots, hit him with the shield a little bit, throw some pressure on him. Nerd is up there with his. I move up to my barriers, and I think we're third partying a man here. So throw some barriers for cover, and it works because a bomb comes right away. And that's why you bring barriers because, like, when you're from a tower to a building and you're that close, you're close enough for a nade. So I put out the barriers at the right time, so it saved us. Throw some quick shots, telling people, hey, they're over here. Ooh, I broke his shield and he hit me. That was a good trade. I have the advantage because I think I broke his and my heavy is still a heavy. I try to shoot one of the arcs because one way to put the pressure is shooting an arc behind them so the arc comes close to target them. I noticed that that team is getting very much close to comfort. I'm trying to diversify my shots because we're kind of like a pickle. Peaches decides to YOLO push. So he pushes for the flank while we heal and cover his angles. Um, One team kills another guy on that side. I'm like, we got to push for Peaches because if he's down, yep, there he goes. So in that scenario, Peaches pushing by himself worked, but he pushed so far and overextended that it didn't work. Um, Usually when you have a team of 3, you'll have 2 and then 1. Usually one's to rotate, two's it's like a hammer and anvil strategy, right? You have the anvil, you have the hammer, and you try to like, pinch them. Peaches was the pusher while we were the anvil, I guess. And you could also do the opposite. You could have one person stay while two flank. But Peaches overextended, which is fine like when now we have a situation, it's 2v whatever. I'm getting shot by Big Red. I'm getting shot down here. I know there's a team down here. There's a scary situation in Spaceport. So I threw a nade there. I threw a nade there so I could cover. I basically put a timer that this guy's got to move. And this guy's got to move for about 5 seconds to get myself some breathing room so they don't push up and like climb up. I'm trying to be low to the ground, so I slid because my only cover is height. So I slid to still stay low. So if I get up, my head's exposed. I throw another nade. I get my defib out. Big Red's shooting him. This is a huge risk because Big Red could have shot me and killed me, but sometimes you just got to make those plays. Boom, I resed him. I go back to the threats. I see him. I take the advantage. I shoot him. He's down. Try to red dead him because now Nerd is covering his other guy because there was more than one person on this side. Peaches is now gaining life. We're getting fucked by Arc. Let's shoot that Arc down, get rid of the threat. I'm surprised. Big Red hasn't shot me, but I jumped down to get some cover. Now we reset the situation. We're still in the advantage. We knocked down a couple of players. We saved Peaches. This is good. This is time to heal up. We will still have the advantage because it's 3v2 or 3v1 because remember there's two teams fighting and one team is short one, another team is short two. Yeah, and I remember this match. There's like some people below and they're just talking shit and I'm just making fun of them. I'm like, dude, like we hit you hard. You had all the advantage and you failed to get us. So I'm like just I was just talking smack. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. So then yeah, Peaches just killed a man who's trying to push us on the ladder. And it's like, okay, now if it was 3v2, now it's 3v1. They suck. I throw some shots there because I think Big Red and that tower is just shooting us to add to the chaos. And I said, guys, we've won. We shot the losers that were just talking shit. If you want to live with your heavy shield and whatever goop you got from those dudes, let's bounce. So we go back to our tower, and our tower still had the barriers for protection, so we could still use it for cover. I go here to see if I could shoot anybody while they shoot my friends. I can, do some damage to them. I'm getting shot by that tower. It's another barrier. Barriers are good. I get shot by the osprey. Let's watch it again. So they come over. I throw a barrier. I get shot by that tower from like 500 meters away. I throw a barrier, and now they don't know where I'm at. I mean, they know I'm there, but it's like they can't shoot me. So I have a chance to heal. Yep, we take the zip down. We go to the warehouse. Let's fast forward back to the wall again, and another zip to the hatch. This map, you have to bring hatch keys, dude. Like, if you don't have hatch keys, you got to be a sitting duck on Spaceport, and that's a very difficult, tall drink of water to chug, dude. Like, hatch keys are great because this hatch key is in the ravine. It's next to trees. You have a lot of cover. Will you get ratted there? Possibly, but I rather fight a rat there than just be out in the open with like 8 ospreys shooting at me. So this was a very successful match that we had at Spaceport, and we brought level 4 ospreys or level 3 ospreys. walls, running drugs, nades. You got to go thick in Spaceport. Spaceport is one of those matches where you have to bring your biggest and best loadout, augment, whatever. Because if you don't, you're going to have a hard time. So there you have it. Spaceport again. It's a fun map. I love playing Spaceport, but you have to bring heavy shields. You have to bring level 4 ospreys. You have to bring your running stems, the drugs that make you go fast and run farther. You have to bring barriers. If you don't, you're going to get out sniped, you're gonna get pushed very hard at multiple angles. You're just gonna be a sitting duck in the vast sand pits of Spaceport. You know, you can do a free loadie in Spaceport. You can win. It's just it's so difficult compared to any other map. Damn battlegrounds, you could just run free loadie all day, and you know it's you have trees to cover you. You have buildings, and you have ways to cover. Spaceport, there's just so much sightline and not enough buildings. Like in Buried City, it's still sand. You can still get got in the open, but there's a lot of buildings for cover that like covers those sight lines. You could go in the building and traverse the rooms to get to the other side to your destination. Spaceport, you have buildings, but they're like miles away. So in order to go from building to building, you have to be on the outer wall to get on top, and even then you're exposed. So it's either that or you go underground and use the underground for cover. Not a lot of people utilize the underground for cover, and I think they should. So it's not impossible. It's just very difficult. I rather do a free loadie on Stella, Buried City, Dam Battlegrounds, and Blue Gate than doing a free loadie at Spaceport. If I'm going to Spaceport, I'm either going low with a level 4 anvil and a medium shield, or I'm going to go with an osprey and a medium shield. Having low gear in that map is it's just gross. So anyways, that's usually how I play Spaceport. That's a little Spaceport tutorial commentary. I hope it's helpful for some people if they don't understand where to go in Spaceport when it comes to PvP or just certain strategies. Uh, I hope you guys have an excellent day, and I'll see you out there. Bye, guys.